On the mat, progress decides everything. Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, explains why some people keep improving while others stall out. She shows the difference between a fixed mindset, where mistakes define you, and the progress mindset, where mistakes teach you. In this lesson, I'll show you how her ideas connect directly to Jiu-Jitsu, from the way you learn in training, to the way you handle pressure in life rounds, to the way you measure your own growth over time. A fixed mindset whispers that your skill is set in stone. You miss a guard pass, and instead of looking for the angle you lost, you hear the voice say, "I'm just not good at passing." You get stuck under side control, and instead of asking where your frame slipped, you tell yourself, "I'll never have the power for this." These lines sound small, but they drain every try before it begins. The progress mindset takes the same misses and treats them as training. That guard pass that failed, it was a clear note on how your hip line drifted too far, leaving space for the underhook. That escape, that stalled, it was a clue about which elbow floated instead of staying tight. The same move. One way of thinking makes you stop, the other makes you learn. Picture this: edge of the mat, sweat in your eyes, your partner pressing down with steady weight. You try to bridge, but their chest sinks across your ribs, and your breath shortens. The fixed voice says, "I can't get out." The progress voice says, "Frames first, then bridge." One idea makes your body freeze. The other opens the next step. Carol Dweck's work shows why this change matters. People with a fixed mindset avoid hard rounds because each miss feels like a verdict. People with a progress mindset look for hard rounds because each miss feels like feedback. For grapplers, this is not just words. It is the difference between saying, "I'm bad at escapes," and stopping there, or noticing that your first frame was late, your elbow drifted, and that is why the hip escape failed. With the fixed view, the miss becomes a dead end. With the progress view, the same miss becomes a map for what to fix next. A fixed mindset doesn't just stop you from growing. It shapes how you train. You miss a sweep once, and instead of asking what grip failed, you stop trying that move for weeks. You get your guard passed, and instead of noticing where your hip line was pinned, you tell yourself, "I just don't have a guard." The mind locks the door before your body has a chance to push it open. Think of open guard. Hooks on the legs, grips on the arms, hips free to move. If you believe your guard is weak, every time your partner clears a hook, you panic and rush to stand. If you believe your guard can improve, every time they clear a hook, you reset one grip, shift one hip, and start again. The story you tell yourself changes whether you build control or lose it. Carol Dweck showed in her studies that people with a fixed view avoid tough tasks because each fail feels like proof of who they are. Grapplers do the same. They avoid training with stronger partners. They duck the hard rounds. They tell themselves stories about being too small or not built for this style. But the truth is, skill is built under that weight. Each time you choose the harder round, you place one more brick on the road toward calm under pressure. So pause for a moment and ask, do you catch yourself avoiding a round because you fear it will prove your weak spot? Or do you see that same round as the place that teaches you the most? The same is true for passing. You drive for a knee cut and get stuck halfway. A fixed view says, "My passes don't work." A progress view says, "My head drifted too high. Next time I keep it low, elbow tight, hip line close." That one small change flips the pass from stuck to smooth. The mat doesn't care what you believe about yourself, but your body responds to the ideas you repeat, and those ideas decide if you adjust or freeze. Think of the small drills before or after class. Hip escapes, bridges, frames. They look simple, but the mindset shapes how you use them. With a fixed view, you rush them or skip them because you believe, "I already know this." With a progress view, you see them as reps that save you later. The bridge that frees your ribs. The frame that saves your guard. Carol Dweck showed that in every field, sport, art, even school, people with a progress mindset chase effort because effort is the road to skill. For grapplers, this means every mistake is worth more than every smooth rep. A sweep that fails 3 times teaches balance, grip, fight, and timing. A sweep that works at once only shows you what you already knew. One of Carol Dweck's sharpest lessons is that talent is overrated. In the gym, people often point to the natural grappler who picks things up fast, who seems to glide in early rounds. But when the room heats up, when the bodies are heavy and the grips no longer feel fresh, talent alone fades. Effort is what survives when speed and shine wear off. It shows in passing too. You cut with a knee slice. They frame, they pummel, they block the line. A fixed mind says, it didn't work, reset. But effort stays on the grip, drags the leg, shifts the hips, and keeps pressing until the guard is gone. Passing in live training is rarely one clean slice. It is effort stacked through small switches until the guard finally opens. So here's a question. In your last hard round, when your move stalled, did you stop and reset, or did you keep pressing until you found the next inch? Scrambles show the same truth. You shoot a single, they sprawl, you chase the back, they spin out, both of you fight for grips. A natural move might win you the first exchange. Effort is what carries you through the second, the third, the fourth. You stay on their hips, you fight for underhooks, you refuse to stop until the scramble finally breaks your way. In those messy moments, effort is the only reason you find control. This is why the strongest grapplers never fear long rounds. They know that skill built on effort does not fade when the body gets heavy. Pressure, fatigue, and chaos are part of the round. And effort is the one thing you can always choose, no matter how much is left in the tank. Think of mount pressure. On top, hips low, knees climbing, partner backing hard. If your goal is only to finish, you may grow restless when the armbar doesn't appear. But if your goal is to give full effort, to hold tight posture, to keep knees pinched, to adjust with each breach, then even without a tap, you count the round as a win. You build control under fire. Back control shows it too. Hooks in, seatbelt tight, partner hand fighting to peel grips. A fixed view says, if I don't get the choke, I failed. Effort says, if I stayed on the back, kept the chest glued, and fought for the top hand every time, then I learned the choke will come later. The effort is what teaches you to hold steady when panic and fatigue fight against you. Mistakes feel heavy in Jiu-Jitsu, but only if you see them as the end. With a progress mindset, each mistake is a note, a signal, a map. Carol Dweck showed that people who treat mistakes as labels avoid the hard moments. But people who treat mistakes as feedback keep showing up because every miss gives them something to adjust. Mistakes in live training are not proof that you are weak. They are proof that you are collecting information. Each failed frame shows where the line broke. Each lateral shows when the window closed. Each bad breach shows which grip to kill first. With that mindset, even the toughest rounds stop being wasted. They become your notebook. So here's the reflection. When you fail an escape, do you walk off thinking, I can't do it? Or do you leave with one clear detail to test next time? A coach once told me, every pass points to one mistake. That line stayed with me because it turns failure into a search. Instead of asking if you are good at guard, you ask which part leaked first. Was it the grip, the hook, the hip line? Each pass becomes a study guide, not a sentence. This is what Carol Dweck meant when she said, people with a progress mindset look at challenges as opportunities. Guard retention is challenge after challenge, post after post, and when you meet each one with effort, the guard itself grows tighter. Every failed retain teaches balance, angles, and timing you cannot learn in a smooth drill. Mistakes in guard are not proof of weakness. They are proof you are learning where the leaks live. If you use each pass to track one missing detail, your guard builds itself layer by layer. Over time, what once felt like collapse becomes calm, and calm builds control. Confidence is praised in sport, but in truth, persistence matters more. Carol Dweck showed that people who wait to feel confident before acting often wait forever. In training, if you only move when you feel ready, you move too late. Progress comes from showing up, tired or unsure, and choosing effort anyway. Every grappler has days when the body feels heavy and the mind doubts. The fixed view says, I won't do well, so why bother? The progress view says, even if I fail, I'll learn something by staying in the round. Persistence is the habit that builds while confidence comes and goes. A short line I once heard captures it well. Consistency beats confidence. That means you don't need to feel sharp to improve, you need to keep stepping on the mat. Each time you train while low on energy, you build a part of your game that smooth days never touch. You find how to breathe when tired, how to defend when slow, how to push when the mind says, stop. This is why some grapplers grow faster than others. They train on bad days as well as good ones. They don't hide from the rounds they might lose. They learn to carry effort through doubt. Over time, that persistence hardens into calm. When the big match comes, they don't need to summon confidence. They already trust the effort that carried them through countless tough sessions. Take back control. Hook set, chest tight, your partner hand fighting with urgency. You may not find the choke, but if you stay glued, keep the top hand safe, and adjust each time they roll, you still count that round as success. You trained the one skill that medals never show, calm control under fire. Every round is a choice. Do you label yourself and stop, or do you learn and continue? The same pace, the same escape, the same guard battle. One view makes you freeze, the other makes you grow. This is why Carol Dweck's research matters to us on the mat. It's not just psychology. It's the difference between walking away weaker and leaving each session with something to test. Thank you for studying with me. I post free tips and full guides, and I also do personal breakdowns of your own footage on Patreon. The link is in the description. If this helped you, subscribe so future lessons find you automatically. It truly helps me keep making this for you.